What is up, you sexy YouTube mother lovers? We are back for another installment of Cursed Gun Images. Yay. Although, this one is going to be a little different. This episode, we're mostly going to be focusing on Cursed Gun Images of 3D printed guns for our manual reviewer at YouTube. Hi. In this video, we are not going to be handling, shooting, showing the manufacture of, or telling you where to get any 3D printed firearm whatsoever. So we fully comply with advertiser-friendly guidelines. Alright, now that that's out of the way, time to make me hate myself. Now, the rise of this 3D printing craze has given ordinary people the ability to make their ideas come to life in a way that is relatively affordable and actually easy. However, not all of those ideas are good ideas. 3D printing is great for a lot of things. It's great for prototyping, rapid prototyping, polymer parts, things like that. With firearms, you gotta be careful. Do it incorrectly, they're known to explode. Poor design, explode. Printed at the wrong temperature, explode. Printed on a Tuesday, you get the picture. Now, 3D printed guns aren't something that is particularly new to Cursed Gun Images. We've done a couple in the past. But there's so much cringe in the realm of 3D printing that we just had to do an entire episode to it. And what's weirder is that they're proud of their cringe. Shine on, you eccentric window lickers. But as we get into these Cursed Gun Images, as is tradition, we're gonna need some liquor. But as this is the last video that we're ever going to be filming in this office before I move to Texas, Delance and I thought it would be appropriate to commemorate it with something a little bit special. Voila! Blue Label. Cheers, bud. Cheers. Damn, that's good. I'm not a big fan of scotch, by and large, but that is very good. Time for Cursed Gun Images. So you've bought a 3D printer. You also like guns. What's the first thing that one would think to do with a 3D printer? I don't know. But I really always wished that my single-action revolver had a Picatinny mount for an EOTech and a slot for a brace. So much effort went into this. It's disgusting, but I'm impressed. If you actually zoom in, you look over there on the side, they even have a slot where you can actually use the plunger and push out the shells still through the side. That's okay. Fuck you, but nice. But the internet couldn't stop there. No. This revolver chassis can get even more ridiculous. Yep, now it's a long boy. Weirdly, it kind of looks like the Boba Fett gun. Unfortunately for this guy, whoever this was that posted it, I hope he did his paperwork before posting this on the internet, because that's a fucking SBR, bud. So I'm gonna err on the side of caution and say that, that's either probably not a real revolver or that this man did his paperwork. And he's not the only one. This gentleman, whose face I so expertly blurred, did the same thing. Because if you put a buffer tube thread there, people are gonna shove a fucking stock on it. So like I said, I'm just gonna assume he either filed his paperwork or that's not a real revolver. Or, you know what, fuck it, there could be a 16-inch barrel under there. You don't fucking know. I know that if there's not a 16-inch barrel on it, I know there's a 0% chance that I'm putting my hand that far out on a 3D printed handguard. But it's not just for accessories. People have actually been doing 3D prints of critical firearm components, like on the AR-15, the lower, which is the regulated part. All the way back to Cody Wilson of Defense Distributed when he first showed off the 3D printed AR-15 lower. People have been modifying the design and trying to tweak it and make it more reliable. Now, lowers for an AR-15 can be polymer, but with 3D prints, you gotta be very careful with layer lines and all sorts of stuff. You gotta make sure it's not quite as durable. So you gotta make sure that it's really well reinforced, nice and stocky, super durable, and you skeletonized it. Big ass honeycomb holes. Because your fucking 3D printed polymer lower was so goddamn heavy. Oh, God. Now, 3D printed guns have come a long way. Again, back to Cody Wilson with the Liberator, the first ever 3D printed gun. Fully 3D printed, 380 single shot pistol. I remember when that came out, and it was like science fiction. Now we've moved to almost entirely 3D printed submachine guns. Things like the FGC-9. I guess the concept of a mostly 3D printed submachine gun is scary for a lot of people, so the 3D printing community has been nice enough to try to make it look as non-threatening and frankly flamboyant as possible. See, that doesn't look nearly as scary. That looks like a sun-bleached popsicle that your uncle would give you on the 4th of July. And again, skeletonized grip, because the gun is so goddamn fucking heavy. Limker. And of course, couldn't do a 3D printed Curse gun images without mentioning the Plastikov. In the wake of our first video, I see that Ivan is fully embracing the meme on his new revision. He has seemingly put an A2 style stock on the rear, seemingly just to fuck with me. He also included a 3D printed dust cover, complete with the 3 Adidas stripes. Actually, I don't hate it. Is the Plastikov a replacement for an actual AK build? Absolutely fucking not. Will it run better than the first one? I genuinely think so.
Gun is kill.
I actually just finally got the rear trunnion in that I needed before we could finish the Plastikov V2. It's a neat thought experiment, and I'm kind of excited to see if it holds up. And for the record, for the people who couldn't figure it out the last time, the Plastikov is not my design. I don't take any blame and or credit for that. Entirely Ivan the Troll, aka, what's his Twitter handle now? Ivan Al No Handy. I don't know when with the move I'll get a chance to put that thing together, but I've got the rails in, I've got the parts kit, I got everything I need now, so I'm kind of excited to put that together, oddly enough. But seriously, heat treated 80% and legit rivet jigs are not that expensive. Just throwing that out there. All right, I can't even hate this one. The Marvin Heemeyer commemorative clock. Live, laugh, love. Marvin, may you be plowing into the great buildings in the sky. Heaven, not skyscrapers. That's you know what I meant. But before we continue, let's go ahead and hear a word from our sponsor. Apparently I wasn't good enough in the last one, so we're gonna be hearing from Scott from Kentucky Ballistics.
I'm Morton Scott, and I'm here to show you February's Pop Dude Bag. First up is some camo face paint. Solar-powered battery pack with a light. Chrome jerry can flask. We have a Fallout Minuteman flag, a Fallout Skill bobblehead, and last but not least, the Wrecking Bar axe. Comes with blade, hammer, and crowbar. All of these awesome items will come stuffed in this tactical backpack. And one more thing, use coupon code MADMAX and get this tactical crowbar knife for free.
Anyway, we appreciate their support. Gonna go ahead and leave the links down in the description and the pinned comment. Let's keep going. Now, one of the new things for 3D printing is the 3D printed receiver frames for Mach 11 parts kits. And dare I say it, I actually think these look kind of cool. Got a kit on the way, I kind of want to print one, just to see if it runs. But this guy put a nutsack on his. That's all I got for that one. Not to be outdone, man here added the complete set. I give you the skeet cannon. You know, the people that are drawn to the 3D printed gun community sure do have a proclivity toward the male genitalia for some reason. Weird. He didn't even go for a big one. Well, not that a big one would be better, but what the fuck am I saying? So your broke bitch cousins in the trailer park actually got their hands on an Ender 3 3D printer. And now what do we get? His and hers 3D printed Hi-Point frames. Ah yes, the 3D printed Hi-Point frame, complete with the deletion of the out of battery safety, which I actually am totally cool with. Because if you're doing this kind of shit with it, I want it to blow up. To me, that's not a mistake, that is planned obsolescence. You love to see it. This is actually super cool. I got this sent to me and I didn't even realize part of it was 3D printed until I really looked. This is a clone of the, and you should see on your screen here, OTS Groza. Soviet prototype bullpup, kind of a funky design, but kind of neat. You know, as bullpups go. This guy has a replica here. It seems to be based on a Hungarian AMD 65 parts kit, judging by that rear trunnion and the muzzle brake here. But if you zoom in, the lower handguard, like the bullpup trigger linkage assembly, the carry handle, all that is 3D printed. I didn't even notice it first. It's super fucking cool. That's the kind of stuff 3D printing is really cool. Holy fuck. I just realized this is a screw build. God damn it, I was just about to say something nice. Oh, this is even worse than a screw build. This is a... I think the rails are screwed in, judging by those two screws above the mag weld dimple. What the fuck is wrong with you? Screw builds ruin a good parts kit. You have to thread the actual trunnions, over drill and thread, and they back out, and it's a fucking Beverly Hillbillies ass way of building an AK. You know how to work a 3D printer. I believe in your technical ability to learn how to rivet. Also, hook a brother up with those files. Which randomly reminds me, a while ago we did a Curse Gun Images video, and I said if we got over 1 million views, we would build the Kalashnikov. I told you I was working on it, and ever since then, the comments have been full of, Brandon, where the fuck is the Kalashnikov? Like a bunch of spoiled children. Where the fuck's Kalashnikov? What, do you want fucking GPS coordinates? But as I am a man of my word, like I told you, I'm getting to it. It's actually almost done. The guys are actually in the shop right now putting the final tweaks on the trigger linkage. I think it'll be interesting, so we'll probably have that out here in probably the next week or two. Promise is made, promise is kept. Train like we fight. Solid. I think it's a peephole in the rear, and you just have to line up the dog's actual face there on the front sight, and you're good to go. The ATF special, which in this one is Bureau von Alkohol, Tabak, Verwaffen und Boom Boom. I'm a child. And of course, this couldn't be complete without talking about the Narwhal Tusk. You guys remember where that one jihadist was stabbed by that guy on a bridge with a Narwhal Tusk? Don't know why he had a fucking Narwhal Tusk, but yeah, that was a thing that happened. Yeah, you remember that? A long time ago? People are still printing this. Yeah, just look at that. 3D printed Narwhal Tusk bayonet. Multicolor. Taste the rainbow through your fucking eye socket. What happens if you actually try to use this thing? Well, let's see. Yeah. Oh. Thank you, Garfield. Very cool. One of the other cool things people have been doing with 3D printers is 3D printing their own Glock frames. Now, what happens if you're in California and you want to have a California-compliant 3D printed Glock? You make it bolt action, like my buddy Reno May did. That is a functional bolt action 3D printed Glock. He sent this to me, saying, and I quote, "I hope this gun keeps you awake at night. I hope the fact that I can own a normal-ass semi-auto Glock keeps you awake at night. Love you, buddy." There's a joke here. Give me a minute. I present to you the Scorpionus, because God is dead and you have killed him. Also, I just want to point out this is complete with what appears to be a lemon white claw suppressor of some sort. And you know the best part is that it is not abundantly clear to me that the ball sack brace at the end is actually a brace and not a stock, because it doesn't do brace things. It does stock things. So I would love to see the court case where the ATF has to bring this up on felony possession of an NFA item without a license and make the case that a 3D printed ball sack is legally defined as a stock. I want to get off of Mr. Bones' wild ride. But before we lose whatever is left of our monetization on this video, we're probably just going to go ahead and call it on that one. If you want to win the Premier Body Armor / Train Shot giveaway, you have until February 16th. I'll go ahead and leave the link down in the description in the pinned comment, but basically, me, Alex Zedra, and Master Ken signed a Glock, a Train Shot starter kit, and a Premier Body Armor backpack panel with a Victos backpack to put it in. If you want to find out all the ways you can enter to win, I'm going to go ahead and leave the link down in the description and in the pinned comment for that one. Anyhow, guys, that's about all we've got for today. I appreciate your support. And as always, I will see you sexy YouTube mother lovers in the next video. Bye.
my obsession to make the perfect weapon. Like Rasputin, rise to the top. But Pakiala, you can stop.